What's happening, everyone? Steve here, Cars with Steve, and today I'm going to show you how to set up Android Auto and Apple CarPlay inside of the 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E. It's a very straightforward process, and one of the amazing things, because of the new Sync 4 system, we can connect wirelessly. In the previous gen, the Sync 3, we did have to use our USB cable in order to be able to connect, but now we don't have to, which is kind of neat. Process is super simple, should only take a couple minutes whether you're looking at setting up Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but we're going to dive into it, and before we do, want to give everybody a huge shout out and a thank you for helping to support the channel. I did a couple giveaways. Check down in the description below to see if you're one of those lucky folks. But guys, let's dive right into it and see how to set up Android Auto and Apple CarPlay inside of the 2021 Mustang Mach-E. Now, one of the nice things about the 2021 Mach-E, Sync 4 specifically, is that we're now on wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. In order to be able to add a phone, all we're going to do is press the Add Phone button there. And it's saying no device paired, so we need to add a device in.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Okay, so what we want to do is make sure on our phone there, we're just going to make sure Bluetooth is turned on, and watch what happens there. Mustang Mach-E. So all we're going to do is press that and watch what happens.
Confirm that the pin displayed on Sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
So we just want to make sure that this number matches up to make sure we're pairing to the right vehicle. It's the case, so we're going to hit pair on my phone, and we're going to hit yes on the screen. Okay, next up, it's now asking me, do I want to allow my contacts and favorites to sync? Absolutely, that's the idea behind hooking my phone up. So I'm just going to hit allow.
For your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Perfect. There we go. So nice and simple. My phone does support Apple CarPlay. So in order to be able to enable it, very straightforward. All we're going to do is make sure, so as you can see there, it's saying use CarPlay with Sync 4. Absolutely, we want to do that. So we want to turn on Wi-Fi and use CarPlay. Now, taking a look at the screen, so the other thing, the last step in order to be able to set up is 911 Assist. I always recommend turning that one on, and the big reason why is because if you're in an accident inside the vehicle with your phone connected, if the vehicle senses an accident, it's automatically going to dial 911 for you. So I always recommend make sure you turn that one on, and you're just going to hit finish, and as you can see, I'm now connected. So my phone does support Apple CarPlay, and very straightforward, so iPhone may collect some data. We need to enable CarPlay, obviously, in order to be able to use it. Boom! Look at that! Connected! So nice, so nice. And it looks so good on this screen. I love the look of it. But as you can see there, we've got maps. So we can run off of Google Maps, we can run off of Apple Maps. So let's actually take a look and see what apps I've got installed here that we can actively use. As you can see there, I do have Apple Maps. I've got Google Maps. I've got Waze. So if you don't like using the built-in system, if you'd prefer to use the Waze app or any other apps, you've got the ability to easily select that. So I love it. I love the fact, and look at this, you can use it on this middle screen. And that's going to work the same. So whether you use Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever the case may be, it's all going to be done on this beautiful screen. And as you can see, we've got a hot button for my phone, music, for my messages, now playing podcasts, audiobooks, my calendar, ton of different options. They're really nice. Now, one other thing to point out is Waze. So as I selected Waze, it does say that it wants to use Bluetooth on my phone. So just make sure you hit OK, and the Waze app will work perfectly there. I am now fully connected to my device using Apple CarPlay. Now, one other thing to point out about CarPlay is that if we look on the phone for a second there, so if you go into just your general settings and go into CarPlay, so taking a look there, we've got my car connected, and that's going to be for the Mach-E. We hit customize along the top, and now we've got the ability to add in or delete certain things. So really neat. You can kind of reorganize the way that these things look. So if you don't want certain apps to be there, like let's say if I didn't want Zoom to show up, so I can delete Zoom. And as you can see there, Zoom is now gone. So it's really that simple. Same thing, all available apps will show, or we can reset it to whatever the factory default was, and we can also rearrange. So if you typically listen to podcasts as you're driving, all we have to do is drag and drop. Now watch what just happened. It's updated it, so podcasts are now on the home screen first. So really cool. You can easily do that directly through your cell phone. And that's going to be fully connected. Now, as we can see, we can go through a number of different options there. There are certain settings and certain things that will work with my phone connected. So things like Let's hop in there. So we've got LiveX Live. If you've got Spotify, things like that, will work directly through this middle screen. Now, for whatever reason, some apps like radio apps, Pandora, things like that aren't working. All you have to do is just make sure you're updated to the latest version of your iOS. So in Apple world, your iOS, and you also want to make sure you have the most recent update for the whatever radio app you'd like to play. In order to be able to disconnect the phone, it's also a very straightforward process. We're just going to hit the settings button along the top, and as you can see, we've got whatever available devices there are. So we're going to look at my phone. We can either disable Apple CarPlay, we can remove my phone completely. So if we get remove, all we're going to do, remove phone, yes, okay. My phone is now disconnected. It's really that simple to be able to either add or remove a phone. In order to be able to set up Android Auto, it's a very similar process to what we just finished seeing for the Apple side of things. All we're going to do is hit add phone. No device is paired, so we want to add a device.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
There we go, that's good. Now, all I want to do is on my device, I'm just going to connect. There we go. And we've got the Mustang Mach-E that's shown up. So we're just going to pair with that.
Confirm that the pin displayed on sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
And same thing, the pins do match up, so all we're going to do is hit OK and yes.
For your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Okay, so very straightforward. My phone does support Android Auto, so we just need to make sure that we enable it there. And it's also going to give me a few other things. So it's asking me to allow access to my contacts, which we'll do that in just a sec. But Android Auto would like to turn on Bluetooth and pair. So we're going to hit next. Allow access to contacts. We're going to hit allow. Okay. There we go, and I am connected. Now, a few things to point out. This one my phone, I should say, does not have an active SIM card in it, which is why the map's not showing up, but we are connected through Android Auto. So as you can see there, we can just press this home button along the bottom, and we've got access to our Android Auto instead. So we've got Waze, I've got Google Maps installed, we've got settings, weather, and a few other things. Now, obviously, because I don't have an active plan, that's why we don't have my messages and things like that showing up, because there literally are no messages here. But as you can see, we are connected, and it really is that simple. So you can use the Waze app, you can use Google Maps. If you had other apps and things like that installed, like Pandora, like LiveX Live, etc., you'd be able to use them directly through this middle screen. Now, as I mentioned, in the Apple CarPlay side of things, if for whatever reason certain apps aren't showing up, all you're going to want to do is just make sure that you go into your phone, go to and make sure that you have the latest version of your operating system installed, and more importantly, you've got the most up-to-date version of the app installed, because some apps may not necessarily work until they're updated. And from there, as you can see there, very straightforward. In order to get into some basics, we can click on Waze there. We can look at notifications or use our Google Assistant. Now, in order to be able to completely remove this thing from the vehicle, all we're going to do is we're going to hit the button along the top. And as you can see, we've got my S9 Plus, and we can disable it if we'd like to, or we can look at basic settings and we can just remove the phone. So we're just going to hit remove phone there. And like what we just saw with the Apple side of things, it is just that simple for a plug-and-play solution, and we are now disconnected. So simple, right? What did I tell you? And guys, that was the look at how to set this system up. It is an incredible system now. I love the fact that it's wireless. So we can connect wirelessly using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. If your phone supports wireless charging, you've got the capability to charge it up while you're still going. I love that fact. If you ran into any problems or any issues, drop down in the comment section below and let me know, and I'll kind of talk you through and walk you through the process. But until I see you next time, make sure you stay safe.